that there is a huge scheme that has been orchestrated to demean and to destroy my office and to ensure that I do not get anywhere.
These are very serious allegations, Joy, and my concern is the person of the stature and the position of a deputy president to make those allegations. Forget about what Kutunyi says or what Ichung'wa says. The concern for me is the deputy president of a country to make those allegations.
Well, he's a political player, and if you're a political player, you look at the terrain in which you're operating and you analyze and assess whether or not the terrain is favorable and where he stands right now. And I guess we can juxtapose his comment with what Senator Murkomen said earlier. He feels backed up in a corner. He feels, by the way, deputy president without portfolio. I mean, that was a new one.
Does that mean he doesn't have something to do?
I don't think it's not having something to do. It's more of like feeling hedged out. For example, during the first term of the presidency, the first term of the Jubilee administration, we saw a lot of cabinet meetings and things like that that were headed by the deputy president when the president was not available to sit in cabinet. Now, of course, we know we've got a super CS who does that instead. There was a lot of, in fact, where the Tanga name came from, because he used to go to various government projects, launching this and launching that. We see less and less of that these days. These days it's more of private functions where he's turning up. So I guess he's feeling like a big fish in a small pond, where he feels he's got potential to do a whole lot more, but he's not being given the opportunity to do it. But if I just want to go back to where I started, they're very major, as far as I'm concerned. Now, yes. I'm being layman. These two are politicians. Now me, I'm being layman here. The things that are concerning me is there is high-level corruption. For example, if it's an arms deal, I'm thinking security. Where was this going? Who was it going to? That's a thing that concerns me. Like we talked about now earlier about people accessing these offices. I've had tales of people who've been conned, but in the same manner.
Even
come, let us.
Yeah, even in State
come
House,
supply computers. Come supply
telephones. State House and DOD?
Why are we not talking about the issues that are affecting the substratum of people's lives? I agree with Honorable Kutunyi. The deputy president is actually very, very protected. But at the same time, there are Kenyans who have suffered in the hands of unscrupulous dealers. Why are we not getting to the bottom of that? We are talking about a fight against corruption. I want answers from the DCI. I don't want press conferences. I don't want people giving me stories that I'm wondering, so did the gun spatter, did it not spatter? No, I want.
But how would we get to know what they've done if there are no press conferences?
No, the thing is this.
Yes.
When you're giving us a press conference, let us be moving forward. We're getting press conferences. I saw in your commentary you said the DCI has clarified. I was like, all I have from those press conferences is more confusion. Yeah. There's no clarity yet. We need to come to a place where we employ more stealth. And I've been on record saying, and I'll go back on record saying, we need to come to a place where the DPP and the DCI start delivering convictions on some of these things. Because, for example, someone like Echesa now, he's been hounded out of office because of allegations of this and that. But you might go to DCI and find, by the way, there's no criminal record because there's been no conviction on anything. Do you not want to investigate somebody thoroughly, charge them, and have something stick that it goes on their record? Will we just be saying it is innuendo? These people, oh, they are corrupt, or they are what? But you go to DCI, weupe kama pamba. People have Mosha Moja and they are Wasafi again. As Kenyans, we need to not lose sight of the big picture with all the political noise. Okay. We're talking about corruption at the highest offices. We're talking about corruption with the people under the highest offices, because unlike Honorable Kutunyi and Honorable Ichung'wa here, I've served in an office where somebody would use your name to do something and you have no recollection. Are they saying that this is not a reality? Can we weed out those people who are spoiling? Because I'm coming to a place and I'm trying to figure it out. There are some fundamental things we're not dealing with. Okay. We are skirting the big picture with all the politics, and the real issues are running away.
Okay.
You know, I told you Honorable Kutunyi will be very quick at pointing fingers at the office of Deputy President with this fake scandal or whatever it is, this military arms thing. Two, he's asking why doesn't William Ruto allow DCI to do investigations? And I think Joy weighed in and said, indeed, I think immediately after what happened, his office, through his chief of staff, did issue a statement and asked on the DCI to carry out investigations. And where a matter of the loss of life came in, the same thing happened. They asked, let investigations be carried. And that's the same thing I heard him say on Saturday. Let DCI not allow his office to be used to push a political narrative. Let him not allow his office to be used to fight him as a person and fight his office. And he also spoke about Raila Odinga some time back, alleging that there was a threat to his life. But Honorable Kutunya, I want to tell you, and you know William Ruto. William Ruto is not Raila Odinga. William Ruto has the people behind him. William Ruto has a huge network, a system of supporters across the country. It is that system of supporters that your system cannot match. That is why your system is very keen, knowing that your system cannot match the votes that William Ruto will be able to match. The best that your system can do is to kill. Remember in 2017, in the run-up to the elections, in 2017, Ken,
yes,
William Ruto's house in Sugoi was attacked, and a GSU officer unfortunately lost his life. I do not know how many press conferences DCI or any other officer, even in Eldoret, a DCI officer in Eldoret, did even in Eldoret town to dramatize how the killing was done. And that time it was made to look like it was a terrorist. Remember, as
it was made to look like
it was made to look like it was a terrorist. I get concerned when there is also, at this time when you're talking about these things, there is an escalation of terrorist alerts in the country. And what happened, you remember what was happening in Mandera the other day. That gets me concerned because I remember before the killing of JM Karaoke, there were bombings right here at OTC. Therefore, I have to be careful when we are talking about the threat to life. When myself, I have made reports on threats to my life, and the best that the system can do is withdraw my security, and soon after that, my house is attacked, withdraw Kimani Ichung'wa's security, soon after that, his house is attacked. We will be speaking about what was to happen to Alice Wahome just before the changeover that I'm talking about. And we are piecing all that information together, we talk about it. Therefore, I want to tell you, Kutunyi, the deputy president could be guarded by the 50 or so officers. You seem to know how many officers he guard him. I don't even know, as much as I spend most of my time around him. I don't know how many officers guard him. He seems to know the number. But I want to tell you, when this orchestrated scheme to intimidate and coerce people started in 2018, they are called what? DCCs, the deputy county commissioners and county commissioners were being stopped from attending his functions. The next thing that happened prior to Lamada was a function he had, I think, at Mudhwaine Church, AIPCA Church in Nyeri. And even the police, the local police, were asked not to attend his function.
By the system?
By the system. Fast forward. Last Friday, I think, was it Friday or Saturday, in Murang'a? The governor of Murang'a County invades a meeting being presided over by the deputy president with goons in tow, right to the tent where the deputy president is sitting. Therefore, all these breaches of security around the person of the deputy president are being orchestrated by a system that knows that the only way, and that is what William Ruto was saying on Saturday, the only way they know they can stop him is to kill him.
Okay.
And I said it, Ken, and I want to repeat it here on air, that if you think you can take this country back to the era of political assassinations, and Kutunyi, I know you understand these things because you have worked with these people. You have worked with some of the key architects of this system. You are working with them. And you know the people you are working with. You know what they are doing. I want to tell you, go and tell them, you will be playing with fire, imagining that you will start a new era of political assassinations. That is an era that this country moved away from. Allow the Kenyan people to make choices and free choices in the run-up to the elections.